Now you can actually hear some of the engines getting fired up. There will be some practice today. However, we have just three remarkable guests. Dave Shaw, who is the region director, or the director of Region 3. Now there's 9 regions underneath the American Powerboat Association organization, and it is just a remarkable attribute, if you will, to this organization, because they have so many different classes that we're looking forward to seeing here this weekend. So more about that is Dave Shaw. Dave, thanks so much for joining us. I know you're a busy guy. You actually run these type of races up north, but welcome aboard. No pun intended.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Well, before we go too far talking about the Orange Cup, you actually flew down directly to Lakeland on our airline, Avelo Airlines, from, was it Wilmington?
Yes, Wilmington, Delaware.
Tell us a little bit about that, because commercial air service in Lakeland, it's a game changer.
Well, in Wilmington, they've just started commercial air service. So there's a lot of construction at the airport, but getting there, having 6 people ahead of you to check in, and 7 people at the TSA line, it was just great. And the flight got on it, nice and smooth coming down, a direct flight. So, and the people here at the Lakeland airport, the luggage came out quickly. There was one person ahead of me for the rent-a-car. I just can't say enough good things. It was a very pleasant experience.
Well, that's really good news, isn't it?
Yeah, that's real good.
And we've heard nothing but good reports about Avelo. 9 different destinations right now, and of course our 2 latest, Islip in New York, which is on Long Island. I've flown in and out of there. It's really a cool small airport there, but then the latest one is Grand Rapids, Michigan. So that's going to be a big deal, particularly for all the Tiger fans that are out there. Wow, that's a game changer.
Well, it's an example of, with you, Dave, there's leisure travelers coming into Polk County, into Lakeland, but this is an example of coming to Polk County for a sports tourism event, and you're actually running this event. So tell us a little bit about what you're looking forward to after a 2-year hiatus of the Orange Cup, as Mark mentioned earlier.
Well, it'll be interesting this year. We have the new course at 1.25 miles. So people are going to practice on it today, and hopefully we set some 1.25 mile records, and then on Sunday we'll go to the 1 mile course, which we've been running here for years, and we know there's been several records set on that course. So I'm looking for some good speeds and good competition. We have a decent field of boats this year. Every race site has been hurting with the economy and hard getting parts if you break something. So our numbers are down a little bit, but that's across all motorsports. So we have a nice turnout of boats, boats from Canada, one in from Las Vegas. We have drivers flying in from the state of Washington, from the Seattle area, and we should have some really good competition here this weekend.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to it. And, you don't get to be the head referee. You call it a referee. You just walk into Walmart and sign up to do that. I mean, that just isn't the way it works. You've been around for a long time in this sport. How did you get started, and what was the first boat you ever put your steering wheel, you put your hands on to get out there and tear it up?
Allergic to a lot of things, so anything that dealt with grass or that I couldn't do. So water sports and boat racing was something I could do, and you didn't have to be 6'5" and 250 pounds. As a matter of fact, being small and light, which I used to be, still small, no longer light, was an advantage. The weight coming out of the corner, the top end didn't make a difference, but you could accelerate faster.
Okay.
So my family had a summer home on Lake Apacon in northern New Jersey, and I was always around boats, and the faster they went, every time a fast boat went down, I was out there on the dock, and I could tell you what boat it was by hearing the engine long before it came around the point and you could see it.
Wow.
When I had the opportunity in 1973, I started as a riding mechanic in a Jersey skiff, and that was fun. At the end of the season, we had an accident, wrecked the boat, and after that, I got involved in the local club and was offered at the time it's a 2.5 stock. Now we call them at the time it was a 145 cubic inch hydro. Now we call them the 2.5 stocks. A fellow by the name of Charlie Williams sold me a boat at a bargain basement price, because I was working part-time in Sears while I was still in college, so I didn't have a whole lot of money. I still don't. I was a teacher. And anyhow, in 1974, I started driving. Was given the opportunity in 1977 to drive a much better quality boat for Dick Suey. Set some world records, won some national championships, and kept driving until my kids were old enough that they wanted to drive. And then I couldn't afford a boat for me and for them, so I started officiating and, towing the race boats for them. I've been doing this now. This is 52 years.
Ooh.
I said I'd stop when it quit being fun. And I thoroughly believe I have met the greatest people in the world by being at this sport. I've gone to places I never would have gone to and just found to be fantastic. Yeah. So hopefully I can do it a few more years, the good Lord willing.
Well, and that's the power of sports, right? Bringing together a community, maybe that's outside of your normal community and your friends and family and things like that.
Nothing does it more better than sports. It's like the Olympics. You've got all these countries from throughout the world, and they can be fighting, they can be doing this or that and have disagreements. You get into a sports arena, that's what sports does for not only for our world, for our nation, for our community. And it's one of the beauties of boat racing. We talk a lot about the sport of water skiing, this being the water ski capital of the world, but water skiing being a family sport. Powerboat racing is the same.
That's true. My kids are all involved, and now my grandkids, even though they're only 4 down to 3 months, go to all the races. They're members of APBA. My 4-year-old grandson loves to work on the race boats. He shows up, he's got his plastic tools, and he's out there, hammering.
So does Neal.
And sometimes he sees things that we miss. But the neat thing about boat racing is it's a family sport. Everybody wants to win, but they want to beat you on the water. So if you break down, it's your competition that's over there helping you get it fixed. They'll give you some speed secrets until you start passing them. Yeah. Then you're on your own.
Yeah.
Well, talk to us a little bit, if you will, about what your role is as the lead referee in, not only getting the boats on the water, making sure everybody's got what they need, but also safety has to be a paramount issue.
Of course. Like any sport, there are rules, and it's my job to enforce them. So this weekend we're using the drones, which will be fantastic because when you're looking down at the race course, you can see so much more than a turn judge who's flat on the water trying to look through the rooster tails and fin tails. The guy on the water can see lane 1, lane 2, and anything outside that is just lost in a wall of water. When you're looking down from above, you can see what's actually going on. But the safety of our sports, every boat has a radio in it, or what we call a light receiver, which mimics the flags. So if something goes wrong, I hit the button, the red flag, everybody shuts off. They shut down within 15 seconds versus running a lap or two because they didn't see the other flag or the flare while one of our friends is in the water in trouble.
Well, that's amazing stuff, and all the technical side of things. And I've been around boat racing, not as a racer or even involved. Just been around it as a spectator and having friends that raced. Probably a guy Duke Waldrop. He's been around forever, and you just learn and pick up so much. And I'm really, really excited about this weekend. Now, I'm praying that the wind will die down a little because we were talking off air about how that impacts the props that the drivers use, the strategies that are in effect. And I could go on about that for another hour, but the fact of the matter is we're limited on time. But I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning, and we're looking forward to some great action out there. And I know you're going to be a busy guy because practice starts today, Friday, so make sure you check it out. Come on down to Lake Hollingsworth, the Lakeland Yacht and Country Club, and you can see some of the fastest boats in their respective classes in the world. So check it out, everybody. Dave, thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. Looking forward to a good weekend.
You bet.